I'm already gay. What the fuck is the same?
Can we start the episode, please?
Massage.
I don't even care. It's not. It's gross.
What is it? Why? It's just another.
Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to OK Bud, the podcast where everything's going to be okay, bud. I am Ben Kissel at Ben Kissel1, joined by Jerry Aquino.
Hello.
Hello.
Kyle Plouffe.
I wish.
Kyle, that's so gross. Kyle Plouffe at Kyle Plouffe.
Who's not been licking on himself.
Thank you so much. Watch us live on Patreon, patreon.com/DieBud. Also, email us, okbudpod@gmail.com. Send us any pictures, recommendations, whatever the hell you want to tell us. Feel free to share.
Yes.
Speaking of sharing, and Jerry,
What?
the first story is specifically for you.
Is it specific? What? Oh,
It's
no.
specific to you.
Oh no.
It involves karaoke.
Oh my God! You know that's near and dear to my heart.
For those that don't know, Jerry is unbelievably talented, great actress, great comedian, great podcaster, an amazing karaoke singer.
Yeah, I'm still.
And singer, I guess just general singer, but karaoke.
But karaoke is where I hit it hard.
Be very careful.
Oh no.
A woman has contracted an incurable disease
What?
at a karaoke bar. Yes.
What?
She held the microphone too close to her face.
Oh, boy.
You're supposed to hold it up to your face,
You are.
though.
You are. Does the microphone at the place that we like to attend, do they use the mic condom?
They don't use
No.
my condom, but they wipe. They
wipe.
They wipe and switch microphones out.
This takes place in China. A woman believes that she got too close to the microphone at a Chinese karaoke bar, which I would love. I obviously wouldn't understand any of the lyrics, but I would love to go to a Chinese karaoke bar because I bet you they rock.
Oh,
And they're
yeah.
probably still
They're probably
singing
so
in
good.
English.
Oh, you think they're singing English songs?
Yeah.
They're singing like Michael Jackson shit.
Yeah.
Bruno Mars.
We gotta go.
Yeah.
So she was singing one of her fantastic songs, maybe a new Kanye song about sucking his cousin's cock.
No.
Give him hand, give him head.
Give 'em head.
There it is.
After the night out, she noticed blisters were forming around her mouth.
What the? Okay.
Yes, they were extremely swollen, painful, and itchy.
So
She didn't think about it too much, but she was like, whatever. Night out. Yeah, I got some itch on my lips.
cold sore action.
Some cold sore action. Who doesn't have that?
I spit hot fire on the mic.
Exactly.
Boy. That sounds.
Now I'm blistering.
Like you shouldn't. Yeah.
It's just so gross. I've seen some people really spittle on that mic before. and
Yeah,
then-
I can't stand it. You really got to look at how they're treating that microphone, especially
Yeah.
if you're up next.
Yeah. So she took some medication. It went away. The itchiness went away. The swelling went away. So she's like, I'm fine.
Cool.
But then it came back.
Oh no.
Turns out it was herpes.
I literally was just about to say that.
Yep.
It's just herpes.
And of course, if a guy gets it, what's it called? His
Herpes?
piece. His piece.
Wow.
It's Herstory Month.
Wow.
Does that make you feel like a strong woman when they say
Yeah.
it's Herstory Month?
Yeah, that makes me feel in all of herstory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really powerful. Thank you so much.
I like that. You
Target.
literally just did it yourself with his piece.
Yeah, I was making a joke.
Yeah, but it's okay.
She contacted the virus from the microphone at the karaoke bar, and she believes that many other people may have a shared experience,
Is
as
she
in
sure?
they think that they have. So basically, this microphone is giving everybody herpes.
Herpes is the ultimate shared experience.
It really is nice.
Yeah.
I guess so. I guess I hear that most people have it.
Is there a term for like herpy brothers and sisters? Yeah.
You mean like Eskimo siblings?
Yeah.
But like herp siblings?
Herpelopes.
Herpelopes.
I'm a herpelope. I've got a case of the herp.
I have no relation.
Blister sisters.
Blisters.
That's good.
Blisters.
Mump. I'm done.
Mumpin' Sons?
Mumpin' Sons. She says, I have to carry this virus for life. There's
Yeah.
no medication available to treat it. There is only medication to relieve the pain, but the symptoms are recurring.
Yes.
I love how this is a news
like,
story.
yeah,
I got a
she's
cold sore from karaoke.
It's a fucking news story. This is the biggest news story of the week.
It's ridiculous. It started off with like what did it say? Like severe infection or something.
Severe
like that?
infection, yeah.
That
Swelling.
that can never be cured.
Incurable disease.
Yeah, there it is. It's like it's herpes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got herpes.
Yeah, you get a cold
dude.
sore.
There
We're
it
never
is.
going to cure cancer. Now that I think about it, we can't even get rid of these weird, deformed, sort of like demented cousins of zits.
Yeah, seriously.
She added the blisters resurface repeatedly around her mouth and nose.
Oh, if it's all up in your nose, that hurts.
She was going.
Ow.
She must have been singing some kind of romantic Adele
She
song.
was like just kissing up on that mic.
Yup. And it happened in 2017. They also started to appear on her cheek this year.
All right, we're talking shingles now.
Okay, what?
No, she's got a bunch of herp, and I think she keeps on rubbing it all around her face.
Yeah, and she is she sure that this all stemmed from that one night?
She seems to think so. Maybe she's also just out in the alley doing what you like to do, eating vagine and sucking D-ball. But
Wow.
it seems like for the most,
Specifically me.
I don't do it in an alley.
Who says I do anything in an alley?
Well, I live right off an alley.
Yeah, exactly. You live off of an alley.
Maybe it is me after all.
I know someone named Allie.
That's
Oh,
okay.
fantastic. Does she have STDs?
Probably.
Yeah.
Well, everyone does.
There are two main types of herpes. Pay attention.
Except for me.
HSV1, now that's the kind that causes cold sores, right? But then HSV2, that causes genital symptoms.
That causes divorce.
Oh,
Yeah, that causes divorce.
Yeah.
Imagine if she went like sang karaoke and then she came back and she found a bunch of zits on her pussy and be like, "You were singing with the wrong lips, lady." Yeah, I still got it.
but honestly,
You're gonna cancel me? You're gonna try to cancel me?
all the more impressive, to be honest. All the more impressive when she held those notes. Wow.
Oh my God. I can't believe she was able to queef Lenny Kravitz like that. So, there's no cure for the virus.
Yes.
Again, we're not even close to curing cancer. We can't even cure this. Dr.
We already cured it, but they just don't want to.
That's very true. Good
Yeah.
point, Jerry. Point. Dr. Crystal Wiley, they have never encountered a case of herpes transmission like this before. They say catching herpes from a karaoke microphone is extremely unlikely.
Yeah.
Because it's usually transmitted by skin-to-skin contact, which means
Yes.
somebody left their fucking skin on the microphone.
Or this person's just
Or
lying.
She is not, or is she? Okay. Do we know if she's in a relationship?
I don't know. She's singing alone at a karaoke bar.
I would say yes because she's taken this to the news
Yeah.
to be like, look at what happened to me.
Yeah.
And if
Yeah.
guys could do that, guys go on business trips to Vegas and they're like, I sat on a toilet, got gonorrhea.
Right.
Of course. That's what this chick is trying to do.
That's basically, yes. She's toilet gonorrheaing her mouth
Yeah.
with a karaoke
I
microphone.
wonder if you sing into a toilet. I bet you it sounds good.
Yeah.
She explained, this is, of course, the doctor, for someone to catch oral herpes from a microphone, someone with an active cold sore would have to speak or sing very closely to that microphone, leaving saliva or virus on the surface, and the someone would then have to press the same contaminated area of the mic firmly against their lips. So, Jerry, when you sing karaoke again, I'm scouting the person that goes before you.
I always get a wiped and new microphone anyway.
Okay.
It's fine. You always got to watch out for those, post-COVID especially, like
Yeah.
everyone, it should be like a norm for everyone to be cleaning the microphones.
Does the mic condom, for those that don't know, it's a little sheath that goes over the microphone,
Yeah.
like said condom. Does it change the way the voice sounds?
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't, okay.
Doesn't really distort it.
So they say this also assumes the virus has survived outside of the body on the microphone, which is extremely uncommon for HSV.
And therefore unlikely as fuck.
So you're just doubting this woman.
I think either she has a partner that has gaslit her to confusion, being like, well, if you didn't give this to me, then how did I get it? He's like, oh, it must have been that karaoke night. Or she's trying to gaslight someone else and being like, it was the microphone. There was nothing else. No one else was there. I was alone. Definitely not on a date when I should have been at a work outing.
What if a person who had just consumed human flesh sang before her?
Who?
Because that can cause a disease.
So Hannibal Lecter might have sang before her.
I bet you Hannibal Lecter would sing My Way by Frank Sinatra.
Yeah, totally.
There's a lot of assholes that just sing that song and you're like,
So
yeah, you did do it your
many.
way, but you're a fucking prick.
Yeah.
The doctor added, the most common way to get oral herpes, again, is skin to skin with someone who has an active cold sore. According to recent figures, this is disgusting, and this is on you, UK. This is coming from the United Kingdom. This is a stat from there. 70% of people in the UK have herpes.
Yeah, screw it.
That's hilarious.
That explains it.
It's not hard to like just look out for it. It's really like I dated someone for like pretty long term who had herpes and I didn't, and I still don't because we
Right.
just
We'd take a break.
It was pretty easy to be like, oh, cold sore.
Right. Yeah,
Go
I see
around
this
that.
massive thing on your face.
Yeah, yeah.
This is
Well, no, not even. Sometimes it would just be like inside their mouth.
Oh.
So then they would just be like, oh, I think maybe I either bit my lip or it might be a cold sore. So whatever, just in case.
Don't eat my butt today.
Yeah.
You can eat her butt. No, the butt's fine.
Well, they
it's
can't eat
not.
your
No,
butt.
it's definitely not. No, it's not. Skin
Does
to skin
oral-
contact.
I don't think oral and can you search if oral herpes can be transferred to the genitals?
Of course,
I thought they
you
were,
Oh, it can, yeah.
it can.
Yeah.
I thought it was two
can.
separate things.
No, they're not two separate things. They're the blood brothers.
No, if you have a cold sore, you go down on a chick, she's gonna have herpes.
Really?
Fucked
Yeah.
up.
I thought it was like Japanese and Chinese, where it's like, don't fucking confuse us.
You mean apples to oranges? You
Christ.
fucking fuck.
Oranges sounds a little racist to
It was
me.
supposed to say, dirty knees, look at these.
Slightly racist.
What is happening?
I don't know.
Yes.
So anyway, if you're in the UK, I blame the royal bloodline for all the herpes.
Oh, actually, yeah. That actually makes a lot of sense.
So she's got it, and be very careful. Initial outbreaks, flu-like symptoms, be very careful.
Flu-like.
She needs to.
Yeah. Avoid sharing cups, utensils, towels, and wash your hands frequently after touching a cold sore. I don't know how many times you touch a cold sore,
Don't
but
touch your face. Didn't we all practice not touching our faces after COVID? I
yeah,
didn't
but that's out the
realize-
window now. I've been in many a man's bathroom, and the washing of your hands thing is done.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
You know how I know is that sometimes like when I'm working at a bar and then someone comes out, a dude will be like, hey, there's no soap. And then be like, oh, thanks for letting me refill it. And then I'll be like, oh, the entire night no one else told
No
me
one
there
cares.
was no soap.
So if you do have genital herpes, keep the area clean using plain or salt water. So you're supposed to salt your crotch.
Salt your wounds.
Yep, and then you're supposed to apply an ice pack wrapped in a flannel. I don't know why they
Wait, what?
specify flannel. So it's
Go
like,
to a Pearl Jam concert?
yeah, even flow. You want to apply petroleum jelly, okay, or pain-killing cream.
Yeah.
Would they accept cheesecloth?
It doesn't. No, it says flannel.
I think cheesecloth would work better.
I think herpes turns your skin into cheesecloth.
Yeah.
Just
So they
oozes
say
right out.
put the pain-killing cream on there to reduce pain when you pee. Wash your hands before and after you apply the cream, and then they say pee while pouring water over your genitals to ease the pain. So you're supposed to waterboard your pussy or your cock
my God.
to ease the pain if you have genital herpes.
Jeez.
That sounds painful, man. My heart goes out. You laugh all you
Shout out.
Well, why? It's like, hey, why do you always bring a cup of water in the bathroom with you? I put it in. You don't want to know.
It's a long story, man. You got a cup?
Yours is a long story. Mine's pretty short.
Yep. So be careful. That's a PSA
Yeah.
when it comes to herpes, and only like okay bud can bring it.
Yeah.
Just be careful at the karaoke. Watch who goes before you, and then again, do as Jerry does. Wipe. Just do a little wipe.
Yeah. If you do have it, don't even worry about it because you already got it. There's nothing to worry about anymore.
No, you can
What are you
worry
talking about?
not spreading it. You can just
Well, yeah, you got to worry about not spreading it,
you can
but
just be a little mindful.
Yeah.
About
What kind of
not
advice
spreading
was
it.
that?
don't be shamed.
Yeah. Be shamed.
Oh,
No,
no
give it to me.
shame.
No shame.
You know how many hot chicks have herpes? I've actually thought about getting it so I could
course
go to
you-
like those fucking
Oh my God.
groups where there's a bunch of hot chicks being like,
Well,
I got
it's like-
herpes. No one
wait.
wants me anymore. And I'll be like, I'd fuck all of you.
You're so this is more like a union non-union situation.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
want to get the herpes so you can join the herpes union.
I'm
That way
herp
you can-
eligible. Yeah.
All right. Fuck a SAG card. We can get a skag card. I don't even know what those
Skag card.
skag card. All right. Well, let's move on. We covered this story. This guy killed a bunch of people with a crossbow. He's a real piece of trash.
Christ.
Yes, he was a misogynist. Okay, so he was a fucking asshole. He didn't like women.
He was a psychopath.
He was a psychopath. Yes, the term misogynist is really being overused. Not in this case, because he
Yeah.
hunted down women with a crossbow because he
That's
hated them as a people.
absolutely insane. Yeah, he is a misogynist. He hates women.
Yes, he does. He shared a post. His name.
Ew. No.
His name is Owen Lawrence. Owen Lawrence. Owen loves his mama. Throw mama from the train. That was that
Owens.
reference.
Oh, okay.
He outlined his plan for the heinous attack, which left 2 women injured in Leeds. This is also in the UK.
Oh my God! Then you're walking around with with a giant scar. Everyone's
Yes.
like, "Where'd you get that from?" It's like, bow and arrow,
Bow and arrow. It's kind of a cool story.
crossbow.
And I'm happy they survived because
Yeah.
this piece of trash then shot himself and died at the hospital.
Ha
Oh
ha.
my God!
He is so lame. He titled his plans.
Of course, he titled it.
He titled them. And the title of his plans were The Otley Run Massacre. So apparently the name where they were at was the Otley Run.
Okay.
And he's like, the Otley Run Massacre. And it's like, no, you fucking injured 2 women with a crossbow. You didn't,
didn't
you
even kill
suck.
anyone.
You're the only one dead.
Oh my God! What an idiot! He's not even good at that.
He sucks so bad. Otley is a popular student area in Leeds. People dress all fancy. It's like a 2.5-mile route. He describes his planned attack as a spree-killing mass murder and terrorism, which he says was motivated by, quotes, revenge and, quote, misogynistic rage.
Oh boy!
So Andrew Tate's got another one.
Yeah.
He's wearing a T-shirt that says "natural selection" on it,
Oh my God!
not
He's the
realizing
one-
like he's going to be part of it.
He's the one who committed suicide.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he accidentally killed himself.
He just weeded himself out.
Natural selection.
There it
Lordy.
is.
So the post was, it was filmed. It went around 3 p.m. He was dressed in black and then armed with weapons, including a crossbow, a break barrel air rifle, and CO2 and ball bearing guns.
Jeez.
Restaurant worker Bethany Conley said the girls were eating outside because they could finish their meals. Because if they could finish their meals inside, I'm sorry, take this back. I'm just an idiot. Restaurant worker Bethany Conley said girls were eating outside, asked if they could finish their meal inside because they'd seen this guy walking around with a crossbow. So these 2
Oh
chicks
my
are sitting
God.
outside eating their tacos, and they're like, guys got with a crossbow. Let's go inside and finish.
Yeah.
Minutes later, they saw an ambulance and police rushing down. Another local, April Place, suggested his outfit and weapons might have been mistaken for fancy dress. She says they all dress up with axes and things. No one would have taken any notice. So I guess it's like a cosplay place?
Yeah, like what is it? Why would crossbow be like a normal thing?
Maybe it's is crossbow, would that be allowed at a Ren fair? Were crossbows around during that time
You're
period?
not allowed to with like real weapons, I think.
So the axes and stuff.
Yeah.
Those are kind of real, aren't
Those
they?
are pretty real.
But I've never heard of any Ren fair attacks.
No.
I always feel like they're a very safe place.
They're always, because it's just a bunch of nerds that just want to pretend to do the things that they love.
And then also, if there was an attack, it would be kind of cool because then you have your Ren fair weapon and you go and you kill the person.
Totally.
That'd be fun. And then you can quarter them with horses.
Well, let's not give people ideas.
Well, if they're defending everybody,
That's true.
it's kind of nice. So the police, they went to his flat. For those that don't know, that's an apartment.
Ooh.
Everyone who's ever had a friend that went to go study in the UK for 3 months and they come back and they're like, let's take the lift to my flat. It's like, you're from Tampa. We know you are. Stop.
Relax, kiddo. We get it. You're well traveled.
They found the plans, the Otley Run Massacre. It describes the attack type, spree-killing mass murder, as I said, and terrorism. So that's where they found the plans, in his little apartment after he had already killed himself.
So he just planned this out forever, was basically jerking off to his little manifesto for nights and nights. And then he pulled the crossbow once and was like, fuck, that was bad.
Yeah.
That was bad. And then he did one more and he was like, fuck.
Boy,
That was
suck.
really, oh, you know what? Never mind.
Stupid.
Stupid.
Also, don't fucking shoot people when they're eating.
That's crazy rude.
Bullshit.
And
Crazy rude.
anytime you have to interrupt during eating,
Oh my
it's just
God.
not necessary.
Absolutely not. You wait until they're done eating.
Yeah. And
My
then someone,
God.
and it was like someone went outside and was like, hey, so this guy with the crossbow, I'm sure it's probably fine, but maybe
Yeah.
you guys should probably just go inside.
He's just trying to look like a tree.
Yeah.
Wait, you saw me? I haven't moved. Yeah. We see you, idiot. Oh, man. So much for my Otley Massacre plan.
Yep.
So the cops, they're on it. He's dead. I guess everything is fine.
Wow.
Thank God.
Those
The
two-
right person
those two
died.
girls have a hell of a story.
Yeah, I don't think they're too badly injured. It seems as if they were released from the hospital that day. So, yeah.
Okay, it sounds like a harrowing experience. I'm not saying, God, I kind of wish I had a crossbow kind of a scar, but you know.
They are
That's
kind
the point of the arrows, though. They're pointing away from you. Like, how do
Yeah.
you get it to where it's pointing at yourself?
I think he popped himself with a gun.
No, he popped. Yeah, he shot himself.
Oh.
With a rifle? No, with a machine gun.
One of these stupid fucking things the British people have. You know, they have like all these makeshift guns because they're not allowed to have them the way we do.
Oh yeah.
So they got to kill themselves all weird.
It's so true. That's why I see them a lot with like plastic stuff, like 3D
Yeah.
printed guns.
Hell
For some
yeah.
reason, I was looking up suicide statistics yesterday. No way is it no problem.
What?
But most men commit suicide with firearms, and most women commit suicide with a drug overdose.
Poison. Yeah.
Isn't that interesting?
Ah, yes. Girls are not trying to pull no triggers.
Yeah, I guess not.
I'm trying to go to
They
sleep.
still want people to see them in their open casket.
Yes.
Oh, that's a
It's
good
like,
point.
Fuck it. Bang.
That's a good point. All right. Well, we got some AI news and some UFO news coming right up. But before we get to that, Easter was just around. It just happened, right?
Yeah.
It is.
Right. And it's interesting because cops are now hunting for someone who hid Easter eggs, but inside said Easter eggs is weed. And I love this guy, and I almost want to make him butt of the week, but technically it's a crime, but who cares?
Oh, come on. It's just a crime because it's in Texas.
Yes, that's true. As soon as you enter Texas,
Everything's a fucking crime. I am a crime.
you are a crime. Everything is a crime. They have huge billboards being like, weed is a drug here. It's illegal. And then all you see is lawyer advertisements on the billboards. Being like,
Oh, yeah.
Busted for weed? Call 1-800 fucking get out of weed jail.
Yeah.
And they're always like funny names where it's like, that guy's probably not a good lawyer.
Yep.
You know, because he's got tie-dyed shirts and shit.
Blah, blah, blah.
Exactly. So, cops in Lufkin, Texas are actively searching for a man who filled plastic Easter eggs with small amounts of marijuana and hid them around the city for somebody to find.
That's adorable. And he did that for free?
for free.
In this economy.
Seriously.
in this
dude.
economy.
Wow.
That's not cheap.
Not cheap at all. I don't know how good Texas weed is. I
yeah,
can't
that's true.
imagine. It seems kind of bushy, swaggy.
Probably not great.
Stems and seeds.
Looks a little dry.
It looks mid. Mid at best.
Mid, yes.
Yes,
Oh,
but-
you're so hip.
I know, I'm so cool. I'm cool, right? But it does look like he actually gives a lot of weed.
Yeah.
It's quite a bit.
It kind of looks like a lot. It looks like that's just zoomed in, but that's like,
This
is it a
good.
dime bag?
That's going to last you a weekend. You know, if you
Last a
puff.
little bit.
If you,
That's going to last me like 5 minutes.
Jeez.
it'll last not a drug addict a weekend.
Yeah.
So
Fine. Pothead,
the problem.
lover of greens.
Yes, indeed. The problem is a young girl found one while she was at the park with her grandfather.
Oof.
And
Yeah.
I guess that's not good.
No.
His name is Avante Nicholson. He went on social media to post pictures and hints guiding searchers to the location of each of the stashes.
God, I love that. Can we hear some of the hints?
Well, I'm not. Let's see here. So they say he stashed 3 in local parks and 1 behind a Motel 6.
You see, the Motel 6 one, that makes sense. I feel like
Yeah.
no one's going to rat on you when they find weed behind the Motel 6.
Hell
Whatever the
no.
hell they're up to is probably sketchier.
Oh my God! I stayed at a Motel 6 with my friend Jazzy, who's gonna be in town this weekend. Yay! When I was in Kingsman, New York. Oh wow! Holy hell! I don't do crystal meth, but I felt like I did.
Yeah, it's
The burn marks. The,
pretty brutal.
Oh.
Yeah, blood stains.
What happened to those Motel
It's
6? I thought they were
very
like,
strange.
we're gonna leave the light on for you. I didn't know it was a torch for your crack.
So you can
Yeah.
find your crack.
Yeah, pretty much.
So they received a tip from a resident who saw these online posts. Snitch!
Yeah.
Snitch!
Because then also, okay, why are you putting them in parks? Mistake number 1.
Well, that's true.
Because he's a benevolent Peter Conjatail.
What for,
Conjatail.
for kids?
Yeah.
Yeah, he should have put him in like.
Put them like in a back patio of a bar.
Yes, okay,
Put
right.
it on like a college campus grounds where they're right around the frat house. Like,
I hear where you're coming from.
there's the playground. You know, put it under the seesaw.
Well,
Yeah.
weed on its own is useless. They can't even use it unless they find, a lighter and another piece of equipment to do it.
Well, that's true. So officers scoured Nicholson's Facebook page. Also, he did post this on a public platform, so he's not the smartest.
Yeah.
And then they found weed-filled eggs at Morris Frank, Winston, and Grace Dunn Richardson Parks. Again, as well as one behind the motel.
Oh, man.
In total, cops said Nicholson hid about a quarter ounce of weed in the city.
That's crazy,
That's
dude.
pretty good. Yeah.
That's crazy. That's money right there.
A quarter. That's awesome. So he hid it in the city 2 hours north of Houston. One photo showed 5 eggs on the seat of a vehicle. They initially believed he hadn't gotten around to hiding the 5th because they only found 4.
Oh, what a nice little Easter egg hunt. What if it was just made specifically for him and his Facebook friends and no one else was supposed to find it?
I agree. However, they did find the 5th. That the 5th was actually found, and that was by the granddaughter of the guy. So she did find the final one.
Okay.
So whatever.
Well, that's. I appreciate his vision.
Yeah.
Had vision. Did he execute? I don't know.
Yeah, according to Officer Chief David Thomas, he says incidents like this are a reminder of what we take seriously. All information called into our offices. So this is a reminder of how hard they're working at the Lufkin Police Department.
Yeah, I bet. The city's hard-earned taxes just go into this weed Easter egg hunt.
It's really important because now I feel safer.
I wonder how many man hours and men actually went into this.
Kids aren't allowed to wear Crocs in school because they're not good to run away from an active shooter in.
Yeah.
But I'm happy they busted this guy. So they say, on the surface, it seems implausible that someone would give away a drug. But the follow-up...
Of course.
Yes. But even cops are like, wait, you gave it away?
What do you mean you're giving it away?
We usually bust like dealers. There's money. You're like really nice.
Yeah, I thought like maybe it has like a note where it's like you take the weed out, you put the money in the egg. And then
Like a book return.
Yeah.
But the follow-up proves that sometimes even the most unlikely things do happen. So.
Not all heroes wear capes.
Nope. Some drive probably pretty crappy cars and leave little Easter eggs full of weed.
And thank you for your service.
Yes. I wish I would have. Oh, my God. Remember back in the day. And Texas is living back in the day when it comes to weed laws.
Yeah, they're still pretty harsh about it.
When I was in New York, like if I saw a nug of weed, I was like, precious. It was like dollar. And now I'm like, weed, fuck you, weed.
Yeah.
Just give it away.
Everywhere. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, let's move on to AI, artificial intelligence.
Yes.
Would you know if Jerry, Kyle, and Ben are real? Most likely you wouldn't. Radio listeners are super freaking pissed off in Australia. Why? Because for 6 months, they've been listening 4 hours a day to an AI radio personality that's become extremely popular.
That's hilarious.
This is the radio host. They have a picture and everything. It's a very attractive young lady.
Oh my God, she's adorable.
Yes, and not real.
That's crazy. I've been bamboozled.
Absolutely. She was created by a firm called 11 Labs.
Stop. This isn't a real person.
That's not a real person.
I kind of love her.
I know. That's the thing. She's beautiful. Beautiful women like that are not in broadcasting.
You're not allowed. Oh, come on.
No, they are.
She's got AI herpes.
I've known her for like 3 seconds, and I'm already upset. I can't imagine people listen 4 hours a day to
4
her
hours.
just to
Yes.
know that she's not real.
Her show was dubbed Workdays with Thye, and it presented music for 4 hours daily, Monday through Friday.
Cool.
Yes, they never mentioned that this was an AI bot. The show's website states, if your day is looking a bit blah, let Thye and Kata be the energy and vibe to get your mood lifted.
Mission success.
People are super pissed.
That's crazy. Yeah, they should know. Like, and Spotify,
I wanna know.
Like, Spotify has an AI DJ, which
Yes.
they make it sound like a friendly black guy, which I think is hilarious. But his name is X, and he always says it. He's like, "Hey, what's up? I'm your AI DJ X."
Yes, let me know, please.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, got it.
I forget the name of the guy on Spotify, but he's like the Billboard magazine times a million, where if you make it to his top 10 list, like you're going to blow up. But it was a person. And I guess this AI might be taking his gig. That'd be crazy if that happens.
That'd be crazy.
Anyway, Sydney-based writer Stephanie Coombs, she questioned whether the automated host was really human. Coombs posted crucial questions in a bombshell blog post. A bombshell blog post.
Bombshell.
And it says,
The smoking gun.
the smoking gun. It says, why is Thye's last name? What is Thye's last name? Who is she? Question mark. And then she says, where did she come from?
Where did she go?
Where did you come from? Where did you go? Cotton Eye Joe. You have to finish it. Everybody knows it.
Joe.
Otherwise the world
Cotton
ends.
Thye Joe.
Cotton Thye Joe.
Job. Yeah.
There's no biography or further information about the woman who was supposedly presenting this show. So
She probably didn't even have an Instagram.
yes, I think she was just on whatever the company platform was.
Yeah.
So they showed Thye's voice clips sounded exactly identical to each other when saying the phrase "old school" across different shows. So they isolated her saying "old school." And at no point did she be like, old school, old school, old school. She didn't change it all. So they're like, ooh, uncanny valley.
She always had the exact same intonations.
Yes. So anyway, that's how they were able to bust this case. The radio network sparked outrage from listeners, and now many people are saying this ain't right. However, there are no rules against using AI in broadcasting. So anyway, people just feel like they were lied to by the machine.
Just a little bamboozled. Yeah, totally. Also, they probably, you can hear when people are people for the most part. Like,
You would think.
They bring up small things about their lives. Like, we always mention little things on the radio, and it's just like, oh, that's right, they're a person.
Implanted
outside of the
memories.
show.
Implanted memories.
Implanted memories.
That's all you got to do now.
Yeah. I'm fake.
That herpes ain't fake.
I am just a figment of your imagination.
All of us are, aren't we?
Yes.
Vice President of the Australian Association of Voice Actors said that the show, quote, should have been upfront and completely honest. People have been deceived into thinking it's a real person because there's no AI labeling. So
Was she like telling jokes or telling people stories?
It sounds like she was just like transitioning like songs. They were
people are like,
playing
I trusted you.
even though she was like, all right, well, that was Britney Spears' Toxic. Now moving on to.
Right. It had 72,000 daily listeners.
Wow.
So it was doing well. I don't know.
And like one of them was the one that figured out that she was an AI.
It was an investigative reporter.
Wow.
Yep. Continuing on with AI, this is a much more serious situation. AI could destroy the entire justice system
AI is going to destroy everything.
by sending innocent people to jail with fake CCTV camera footage.
That's insane.
This is according to the Making a Murderer lawyer. His name is Jerry Booting. Of course, he defended Stephen Avery, who very well might be guilty, although the kid is too...
The kid definitely
Dassey,
wasn't.
Brendan
Yeah,
Dassey.
Brendan Dassey got fucked.
He reminds me a lot of my little brother, where it's like, come on.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
touched by the Lord, leave them alone.
Yep.
So, Jerry Booting says he believes advanced AI can conceivably fabricate evidence that could lead to the arrest of innocent people behind bars. I talked about this when I was in Ljubljana doing when I was a diplomat for that weekend. Remember that when I was when I was a diplomat for a week?
Yeah.
And I was speaking with a professor, and he was discussing something very similar, where people could be accused of crimes that they didn't commit because of AI. And also, if you did commit a crime, you can be like, no, that is AI. So the people in power are going to be using that as being like, even if it really was them, be like, it's fake. And so the whole thing could be used for misinformation, and God knows that's spreading faster than herpes at a karaoke. You get it?
Yeah.
So deepfake technology is becoming so advanced, you can't even tell the difference. It's the biggest evolving threat to humanity, according to this lawyer. They are fraudulent videos. Artificial intelligence style software is used to clone the features of a person and map them onto something else. The show saw so it could be seen when it comes to people being accused of crimes they did not commit. There was a BBC drama called The Capture. It was produced by Big Black Cock.
Wait, whoa.
BBC. It's
British.
British broadcasting
it's the
channel.
British channel.
It's not. It wasn't produced by Big Black Cock.
Yeah, doesn't sound like a person.
No, I don't even know how.
Sounds like a group of people.
Yeah, I don't even know how fucking big black cocks would become sentient enough to produce a show. But
You
anyway,
put
this
little glasses on them.
that's kind of funny.
Like a
Puppetry
director's
of the
hat.
penis is a thing.
I watched that. I saw that in Milwaukee.
That was also in the last movie of Jackass.
Was it?
Yeah,
those guys.
They painted their dick green, and then like they made it a dinosaur, and then they made a little city, and then the dinosaur
guy
was
took a
like
shit.
attacking the city. It was so
Can't do
stupid.
that, AI. You can't fucking do that, artificial intelligence. So there was a BBC drama called The Capture. The show saw a former British soldier accused of kidnap and murder based on seemingly definitive CCTV footage. However,
Seemingly.
as you can imagine, the video was indeed AI.
Oh, boy.
Right now, they say in the UK, virtually every square foot is covered with CCTV cameras, and they are all using facial recognition. So this can be altered, and it can be designed to present something that is not true. It could be damaging to the defense or the prosecution.
Yeah.
So basically, what you see with your eyes, can you believe? And I would say, at this point, no.
At this point, no.
Not online.
Before, you used to be able to.
Yeah, before you would look at rotten.com and be like, yeah, that's a soldier's cock and balls on that wall.
Yeah.
But who knows anymore?
I don't know.
At least now we're having fun with it, though, because even in entertainment, we're
This
still
is
like,
fun?
Yeah, I was gonna say, are you having fun, Kyle?
the newest season of Black Mirror comes
Oh my God,
out.
it's too scary.
And there's an episode that deals with this, where this woman is like created a fake video and shows somebody who said they didn't do something, doing something that they didn't do. And then Netflix
my
itself
God.
made different versions of the episode and gave each of us a different episode so that when we talked about it, it would be like, oh, when that crazy thing happened, it would be like, no,
we all
something
had
else
different
happened.
conclusions.
Yes.
That's very interesting.
It's like, that's very funny that we're all doing this to each other.
It's so strange. I mean, for me, I'm just a silly little goose. I just use AI when I look up. I go to Google and I say, "Hey, can you help me figure out how to make this dinner as easy as possible?"
Right.
Or I want a job. Can you give me a cover letter?
Do you have money?
Yeah, give me a cover. Yeah, I'm gonna type in. Do you have money? Can you make that sound professional? And,
Yeah.
That's what I use AI for.
Well, back in the United States, there has been a bill that has been proposed. It's only been not voted. It passed 409 to 2. The two are Thomas Massey and another dude, Thomas Massey, a strong libertarian fella. Now, on its face, this bill seems absolutely right and fantastic, but we'll talk a little bit about it, not getting too in the weeds of politics. But it criminalizes deepfake revenge porn. And
My God.
as we talked about, a lot of high school kids and stuff are using the AI stuff to be like,
Right.
look at Tom and his micro penis in the picture.
And his
Tom's
big
like,
fake tits.
look at his big fake tits. And then Tom's like, those are all real, baby.
No.
It's called the Take It Down Act. And
Your pants?
that is kind of a funny one.
Take them pants down.
Take it down.
It would criminalize the publication of non-consensual, sexual, explicit deepfakes. I understand that.
Yeah.
Now, my only
Yeah.
concern is it's going to Donald Trump's desk, right? And this is what Donald Trump said, and this is how he is going to use this. He says, and I don't do an impression, so don't expect one. The Senate just passed the Take It Down Act. Once it passes the House, I look forward to signing the bill into law. And then he says, and I'm going to use that bill for myself too, if you don't mind, because nobody gets treated worse than I do online. Nobody. So Donald Trump, because there's all those memes of him naked,
There's so many
sucking JD
pictures.
Vance's cock
Oh,
and
yeah.
Putin's
so many.
butt fucking Putin. I think he's going to go after all of the meme.
There's an entire Instagram account that turns all of the politicians into drag queens.
That's
And
hilarious.
it's like all of their faces, including Trump. So,
And then
yeah.
JD Vance's is just a real picture.
Yeah.
So it's interesting now that this will pass and Donald Trump will sign it. And again, if you're a politician, on its face, you're like, yeah, absolutely, because it's a horrible thing to do.
Yeah.
But now it's going to be used
Oh
by
my
the people in
God.
power to go after what could be argued as speech. And
Going
anyway,
to start prosecuting everybody.
because for some reason, Donald Trump's body enamors people. 'Cause there's so much going on with
There's
it.
so much going on. It always looks like he's leaning, that he's just about to fall over, but he never does.
He never does. Is he attractive? Sort of. As a kid, he was kind of. I don't know. Okay, I'm not sure. All I know is women. If you watch old footage of him, women liked him.
Yeah, back then women liked him.
Right, and then now he's all fat in weird places.
Yep.
And there's a lot of comedy that comes from that. But is that going to now become illegal because that'll be deepfake, air quotes, pornography?
Oh, shit. Oh, man.
The road to hell is paved with good intentions, and we simply don't know.
Yep. Guess we'll see what happens with that.
We will see what's happening with that. And just our final topic. Well, let's talk UFOs just briefly.
Yeah. Oh, let's.
So the Pope is dead.
Oh.
Right?
Yeah.
And, by the way, pedophile Pope, he's no longer involved in the conclave.
He can't seal the deal.
Yeah, he's not allowed to vote who the next Pope is going to be.
Good. Thank God.
But according to Steve Bessette, executive director of the Paradigm Research Group, he says the truth is coming.
Ooh.
And so am I.
Yeah. They say the Vatican should finally reveal the truth about alleged links between UFOs and the church. So I'm also currently playing the Indiana Jones Circle of Something game, and it's a lot about the Catholic Church, so it's interesting.
So they're hiding UFO connections?
Yes. Oh, there's so much in the Vatican.
Yeah. Wow.
You want to audit the Pentagon, the Vatican's really what you want to do.
Really?
So Bessette believes that it's clear that the Catholic Church knows about UFOs. Ooh. He insists they have, air quotes, extraordinary information, and it sits locked away in the Vatican library, collected from millions of confessions reporting strange sightings or close encounters.
Oh my God, that's right, because everyone tells them their secrets.
Exactly.
They're like, bless me for I have sinned. Or I saw a UFO, which is, I don't know. Is it a sin?
That's a sin.
What?
That's a sin.
But.
Mm-hmm. Yep. It comes from, this entire thing comes from Pentagon whistleblower David Grush. He claimed Italy had uncovered a UFO during Mussolini's reign in 1933. And then following now the death of Pope Francis, Bassett revealed whether the next cardinal could finally open up the doors of the Vatican to the UFO files. He says, is the Catholic Church going to open the library so we can start seeing cool stuff? But he said, no, they're not going to do that. This is a political matter to be resolved through political action. I do not think that the next pope is going to be selected on the fact that he's pro-ET. It's going to be the heads of state, and we are very close to having that happen. So something's got to happen.
They're hiding the aliens in their big hats.
Yeah, I think
that's what's
so.
going.
It could be.
Yeah.
It could be. Yep.
I mean, it would be a genius place to hide a UFO in like the most almost primitive place on Earth, where it's just. Do they even have running water at the Vatican?
And there's a lot of. When it comes to UFOs, when it comes to formerly mentioned Easter, did they have something to do with it? Was Jesus an alien?
Oh.
Could it be, or could it be? Bessette says millions of Catholics over the last 800 years bringing every rather unusual encounter they had to the priests. Where do you think that information is going to go? It's going straight to the Vatican.
It's going straight up kids' butts.
Well, that's a whole other secret.
That was fingers.
Yeah, that's an identifiable fucking object.
Yeah, pretty
It's
much.
a priest.
Yeah.
Daddy's fingers.
E.T.
Ew.
Bessette says it's a matter of national security. This is not the Pope's job to come out and say, I can confirm today this is in fact advanced technology, non-human. That is not a religious-based role. Instead, Bessette believes President Trump is best positioned to make the move that would rock the world. He says...
Oh, my God.
Yeah. He says that's why it has to begin with a single head of state, which I believe is going to be Donald Trump.
That's crazy. So now he's
there
going
you
to be like, yeah, I've always known the aliens. The aliens and I were fucking great. Best aliens ever. You wouldn't believe the UFOs I've seen. Obviously, I've been keeping this a secret from you.
The best UFOs.
Best UFOs.
Greatest UFOs.
Yep.
He says he may be the president that ends this truth embargo. He calls it a truth embargo. And will be one of the greatest political legacies of all time. But then he says, I don't care if you don't like him. It's bigger than politics. So there you go.
Oh.
So it's both Trump and now the new Vatican. They're going to join forces.
That sounds terrifying.
And they're gonna let us know. I don't trust that. But the problem is you don't trust whatever documents they come out with. There's always going to be like mistrust.
Yep.
So it's never going to end. Ufology will never, ever, ever end.
And this church and state thing, they've been inching towards it.
Yeah.
Yes. And just lastly, when it comes to UFOs, a UFO expert has claimed that UFOs are killing people.
Oh,
Yeah, Jack Valet. That's his name, right?
that's not nice.
No, it's not nice. And Jack Valet is very, very famous in the UFO community. He says that the UFOs have been killing innocent people.
Like with a crossbow or?
No, they do it. They actually get the job done.
They're just doing flybys.
He says, I can tell you that in my files, he has files.
Oh.
Some of which I contributed to the database of. There are at least half a dozen well-documented cases where the injuries that resulted in death were deliberate.
Okay, there are six cases.
6? That's a lot. It's only a couple thousand less than 9/11.
Yeah.
Did he maybe murder those people?
No, the alien. No, he didn't. Well, according to Valet, chilling warnings that humanity has long brushed up against the stuff of science fiction, is coming true. He revealed that he feels personally that the UFO studies that have been done prove that people have been killed. Valet, the man who first proposed that UFOs might originate from other realities rather than distant planets, insists his warning is not speculative hysteria. He says it's all real.
So he did it. Where are the bodies, man?
Well,
He's got books behind him. He knows what he's talking
he's
about.
got books behind him in the Jacques Valet. His name is Jacques.
Jacques.
Oh, that's a murderer if I've ever heard one.
Jacques Valet.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he's handsome-ish for a ufologist.
He's like 97. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Is that your type?
Other than me?
Yeah.
My type is
Silver fox.
not. Could we not be nuts?
Oh. Yeah.
I'm working on myself. I'm working on myself first. I'm going to get real attractive and become a hunk.
My
And then
type is self-care for me.
That's my type, yeah.
Mine is Times New Roman.
Wow.
That's my
Just
type.
Stop.
Good job.
Stop with that. That's a funny computer joke. Stop with that.
You know you're a Comic Sans basic bitch.
I'm wingding. I'm a slut for wingdings.
According to Dr. Colm Kelleher, he says bluntly UFOs are bad for human health. So anyway.
Wow.
So there you
So
go.
are there people dead?
6 people are dead because of UFOs.
And they're all in the fucking basement of the Vatican.
Do we have any cops listen to this show? I feel like we should probably investigate into this. It sounds like he murdered some people.
Well, he says he fears that a sloppy admission such as a clumsy "yes, aliens exist" announcement could plunge civilization into chaos. Which is what a lot of people have said.
I don't think so.
I
No,
don't think
yeah,
so either.
because it's been coming out since 2016.
Yeah,
and
and-
even before that, we already were skeptical. We were like,
Yeah.
no, it's probably we get that you're probably hiding something.
Nobody cares anymore.
Yeah.
I've said this. We've all said. Someone could unzip and be a lizard person 2 weeks in the news.
Yeah.
and then we would move
Literally,
on.
yeah, memes for days.
That's it.
It'd be a lot of really good memes.
We really do adapt very, very quickly because we're living now, and everyone's like, "Is this normal?"
Yeah.
and it's like, "No, it's not." And then you watch a show from like 2000, and it looks like it was done in like 1912.
Yeah, yeah.
Technology has changed so fast.
And then there would be like horoscopes out there being like, which lizard person are you based on the sign that you are?
I'm Florlax. Yeah, Florlax, the lizard person. I mostly open doors and greet.
I like to lurk.
I lurk. It's fine. So they are concerned that the structure has not been invented yet that could help when it comes to unfurling UFO evidence. And especially if the UFOs are killing people in this country certainly are going to bring up their arms and shoot to the skies, just like they did when those drones were over New Jersey, which was very strange.
Yeah, that's so true. And we just kind of dropped that, didn't we?
Yeah, we just stopped talking about that too. Everything is This is the biggest story of all time. We're never going to forget this. Shadir Sanders went in the 5th round. What? All right, everyone. Thank you for listening. Tomorrow, we have a great death and entertainment coming out. Kyle and I talk about Adam Walsh. He was murdered.
Yes.
And it led to the birth of America's Most Wanted. Any comments, Kyle?
Yes, when I said Peter Ganja Tail, Pano said, please, it's Peter Cottonmouth.
There we go. Thank you.
Johnny Appleseeds and Stems.
Fantastic. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for listening. Hail yourself. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye.